All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who are tuning into these videos. All right, so I got here this article. I know brothers have already spoken about this because this person, goes by the name Juvenile, an old hip hop artist, from 21 years ago. He pretty much remixed his famous song that was they call it "Back That Thing Up," and like other brothers were saying, this is a very like a worldly song because like you can still listen to it like so-called like if you're at a club, they'll play this song and you'll see people dancing to it. It's basically like what they would call an oldie, in this era, But so this guy pretty much, you can see he's behind the American flag. Or in front of it, I mean, just letting you know, who he is in allegiance with, because it's coming to the time pretty much where, this devil's gonna start advertising, his poisons and the mark of the beast, the MOB through these famous people, and at Great Millstone, we have been saying that from the beginning. I remember one time I was hearing the apostles saying this, and then pretty much like you started seeing like all these famous people started advocating for the CV. Like I remember the first person who got it was Tom Hanks and Idris Elba. Just to rile people up because they know that a lot of jakes are tuned in to the world. And so like a person like Idris Elba, he's kind of like a household name over there in London, and a little bit over here because he's like a high level actor or whatever. But ultimately, they're pretty much in with the beast system. They worship the image. That they're going to, be puppeteered by this beast system. And then they're going to, do as their bidding, so they could lead, the congregation of Israel, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, to their death. But see, that's why, the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai has arisen, the dry bones, and through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. The remnant, the hopeful elect was stood up, and everyone was afraid, pretty much. Roughly paraphrasing that in the book of Revelation. So they're gonna try any and everything, to get you to bow down to their image and receive and accept their their MOB. So this actually I remember a few months ago there was a rapper. I don't know who this guy was, but he was saying, pretty much that he believes in, what the media is talking about, the kuf. You know what I mean? Like they pretty much aren't adhering to the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's pretty much basically what these people are doing. They're listening to Fauci and Mr. BG, the computer guy, and everything that he says. But the elites, they're going to utilize these rich and famous people because these people are pretty much their idols. So it was what they do, how they dress, how they act and talk, the people of the world are going to do. So I'll go ahead and read the article. It says I'll say real, the guy who made the song Back That Thing Up, Juvenile, turns a hip hop classic into a pro jab anthem. And I remember I was watching YouTube and some commercials came up, a lot of Disney songs that we all grew up listening to, pretty much. They remixed those too, and the Teletubbies also. They're pretty much trying every way to push this to you, and they're leaving no stone unturned. Well, so anyways, it says the New Orleans rapper Juvenile's biggest hit record, "Back That Thing Up," might have been released 21 years ago, but the classic song is now enjoying a new life as a reworked pro-jab pay-in that could prove to be a stroke of genius in the battle against the CV in the black community. And you can see, how the Guardian is writing this article. They pretty much they know that they got the skinny on what's going on, and they're gonna push and forward this agenda. But through the spirit power Yahweh B'Shem El Shai, he's gonna be in straits. He's gonna have pressure from above and pressure from below. He's ultimately not gonna be able to succeed in the endeavor that he's trying to do. He's trying to be as the Most High. I'm talking about Esau, Edom, and the wicked elite who rule this world. They're pretty much not going to be able to pluck the hopeful elect out of the Lord's hand.
yeah, he's gonna get some people with that song, but even people in the comments section of this video, they were privy to what was going on. And this is pretty much that Streisand effect that I've spoken about before. It's getting so out of hand that this devil's gonna have to come down with the sword, because no one's buying his witchcrafts. They're not working anymore. But the hopeful elect, like I was saying, we're the dry bones who are rising up. We're getting life again. We're getting the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and we're doing the things according to the scriptures. And then going back to our forefathers, of so-called Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, who are the Hebrew Israelites, and getting back with our custom and getting right with our power, Yahweh, through Yahushai. And that's with this devil Esau Edom, that's his worst fear. He doesn't want that to happen. So anyways, this is Isaiah 60 verse 1. It says, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee." And these people, they could see it. We can't hide this light. They pretty much they know that, like how this article said, that the black community, they're not with this. Everybody was first in line. Like all the Sodomites, they were first in line to get it for sure. But then they know that a lot of so-called Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans are very reluctant about this, because a lot of them, they know the history of what this devil is. And then spiritually, they have an understanding that this guy is our enemy. But not everyone's gonna get it. Like out of those dry bones, none of them, not all of them had the spirit of life in them. They were just getting back up. But so anyways, I'm gonna read it again. It says, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee." So with this word, we're made whole again. And that's why we continue to work in this ministry, and that's why we continue to warn the nation of Israel, so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, about this, because one, we're fishing for the elect, so that they can get back with the Lord, before it's too late. Because once that famine of the word hits, then we're not going to be able to do anything. So ultimately, it's the four angels who are holding the four winds, and they know when the hopeful, like the actual elect is going to be sealed. And then after that, these plagues are going to start hitting this place, and this devil's going to have to come down with the sword, because no one's buying what this guy's selling, his donuts or whatever. But anyways, he's going to be able to get some of us in the sense of the nation of Israel, the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. But that's what the scripture says, the 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to fall by the sword, because they're not right. Just like when we were leaving Egypt, the majority of those Israelites, they were still mentally in Egypt. So that's why they died in the wilderness. So this is verse 2. It says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee." And that's what keeps us going in this, because we have hope, for the things that the scriptures lay out. We believe these prophecies to be faithful and true, and we know that these things are going to happen, because you can just look on the news. You can't escape this prophecy. So if you're awake, you got the eyesight to see. Everything pertains to prophecy. like you'd think you're just watching, babysitting your kids, and they're watching Teletubbies. Well, they're all gonna flash their card, that card stock that they could print out easily. You can't escape it. This devil's in every aspect. He's not gonna let any stone unturned. But that's what the scriptures say pretty much, because like I'm gonna read it right here in 2 Ezra 15 verse 10. It says, "Behold, my people," the so-called Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, "is led as a flock to the slaughter." Because if it wasn't for Yahweh sending his son Yahweh Shai down here, then there were no flesh piece to save. And that's also why he's cutting time short. It's for the elect's sake, not for the whole nation of Israel. It's for the elect's sake. You got to understand that, because we're preaching for the hopeful elect to fish them out of this world, but then the ones who don't get it, so what? The blood's off our hands, just as the scriptures say. So it says, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." And this is America, Babylon, Sodom, Gomorrah, Egypt. It's all these places all over again. It says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with the plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." So this is that big prophecy that we're watching for. You can see on the news, more earthquakes, more fires, more calamities. Buildings are collapsing. I saw this article. There was a flood in the subway in New York or something like that. Like they had these people freaking out. It was on Instagram or whatever. People recording it. They had to pretty much go waist deep into some water. When they're in the train station. This place it's done, and there's no balm or medicine that can bring back Babylon. It's through. All that's left is for these prophecies to happen. This devil coming down with the sword and the elect being sealed, and then World War III is going to happen. The chariots of the Lord are going to come, and they're going to deliver the 144,000. And so it says right here. It says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm." That's when the hopeful elect gets delivered. And it says, "And smite Egypt with plagues as before." So all those plagues that happened at Egypt, they're going to happen again here. You can already see them. They're starting to manifest, in little increments. But pretty soon it's going to be like hard to escape these things. And that's why you have to build your foundation on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because it's going to be like a tempest out there. And if you have, the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai dwelling with you, you're in the secret place of the Most High. The angels are going to camp around about you if you fear the Lord. But to them who didn't listen to us and scoff at us and wave their hands, so be it. That's pretty much rebellion. So it's justified for whatever they're gonna go through. So I'm gonna read verse 12. It says, "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishments that the Most High Yahweh shall bring upon it." So that's what we're warning y'all. All these things. This is Ezekiel 12 verse 2. It says, "Son of man, thou dwellest in the midst of a rebellious house, which have eyes to see and see not. They have ears to hear and hear not, for they are a rebellious house." And you can guarantee, like I say, like a good portion of Jake, when they watch this video, they were shit talking in the comment section. But there's that small remnant of Jake, of the 2/3, who are gonna clap at this. And say, you see, we should all convince our grandmas to take that jab, because they're pretty much they're spiritually dead. They're pretty much just waiting for judgment at this point. It says, "They have ears to hear and hear not, for they are a rebellious house." And they pretty much they see all the things that are happening. Like these people, they'll question you about your masks, 6 feet or whatever. About have you got the thing? Don't you want to avoid catching it? But then the news is literally telling you that this thing is not going to prevent you catching it. So these people are just oxymoroned out. Like it's crazy what they say, because you could tell they're not paying attention. They're only paying attention to the satanic side of things. Like when the TV is on, you can get some spiritual aspects out of it, but the whole world. Like it says in 1 John 2 verse 15, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world." Because the people in this world, they're tuned in with the spiritual demon Satan. They watch these news articles and they only get the wicked part of it. That's where they're all for the beast system. All right, so the last precept I have, it's a story about the 10 virgins. And I'm gonna read this real quick. It says Matthew 25 verse 1. Says, "Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 of them were foolish." The 5 wise virgins represent the elect, because they were wise to get ready for this wedding. Because we're likened unto a woman to the Lord. And so when He comes and delivers His elect, He wants us to be like a chaste virgin. He doesn't want us to be corrupted with the philosophies of this world, because it's all wicked. It's all wicked on the left-hand side. But then the 5 that were foolish, those are pretty much people who didn't tune in, pretty much. So verse 3, it says, "They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps." They invested their time wisely, because they saw, what was going to come down the road. And they adhered to the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai when it was speaking to them, so that they prepared for this wedding. That's why they got that oil, as they could, because there's going to be a famine. There's going to be a cutoff point for oil. Where was I? I'll read verse 3. It says, "They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out." And that's what they're going to be doing when Jacob's trouble happens and that famine of the word happens. Because they're going to walk to and fro looking for us, trying to learn the names, trying to learn the breakdowns. It's going to be too late at that point. This is the time of repentance right now, and pretty soon that gate's going to be closed. Because the elect is going to be sealed, and it lets us know that once the elect is sealed, famine of the word hits. Anybody who doesn't know the name, they're pretty much sealed for destruction. So it says, verse 9, it says, "But the wise answer, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourself. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterwards came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily, I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh." And all these people, they're pretty much asleep. When Yahweh Shai returns, it's going to be like a thief in the night to them. But the hopeful elect, the 144,000 who are going to be delivered, we're on our watch. And that's why we're not going to be caught off guard when the things happen, when the prophecies hit, when the plagues start hitting this place. That's the end of this video. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash, and Shalom Amakim.